Okay, in this video we're going to look at how to adapt the exercises in the Enter the Flow course to a seated position. And I have some notes for this one. This is just to remind me, because we cover quite a few different types of movement and exercises in that course, to remind me to make sure I don't miss any out. So in week 1 of Enter the Flow we look at playing with waves. Very easy to do this in a seated position, just with the rise and fall movement. So just do this in time with your breath as you would standing up. And also if you're able to in a seated position, see if you can get a sense of the energy moving, not just in your upper body, but even if it's just with your imagination. See if you can still get a sense of the energy starting from below your feet and coming up, filling your legs and all the way up your body, and then sinking back down and washing away. And with this gentle stimulation using your arms and upper body, it will actually encourage the flow up and down through the legs as well, so that's very beneficial. Also playing with waves, pushing forwards and back. Again, very simple to do in a seated position. Really nothing that takes a lot of adaptation to do that exercise. Let's see, next one, empty and full. This one is a little bit more challenging. For some people, they may just not focus on this exercise in a seated position because it is, you're sitting down. You don't have the same ability to transition your weight from one leg to another and to stimulate the energy in that way. What you could do if you want to try working on this still is, if you're able to put pressure down into your leg, see if you can shift your body a little bit and put pressure down through your foot, and then transition back over and put pressure down through the other leg, so to fill and empty that way. But for many people sitting down, that's going to be too subtle and they may just want to skip it. Walking Qigong, we'll leave that one out. Stirring the mist, quite simple, definitely easy to do in a seated position, doing these simple mist stirring movements. Nothing that really requires a lot of adaptation for that. Twist and turn, again we're looking at complicated movements with the feet, so we'd probably just leave that out. If you were in a class environment and you were still wanting to do these exercises with the rest of the class, I would probably encourage, if you're doing twist and turn with the rest of the class, I'd probably encourage you, if there's someone sitting down who can't do that, to just have them just keep doing stirring the mist. Or similarly, if you have some in class and the rest of the class is moving on to doing empty and full, just encourage someone who's sitting down to continue working on playing with waves type movements until you move on to something else that's going to be easier for them to join in with. Swimming dragon, okay, a lot of this can be done sitting down, these sorts of incorporating some other movements with the arms, combining with these movements, that should be quite easy, although obviously not the walking aspect with the legs. Playing with a ball, again very easy to do sitting down, forming a ball, holding a ball, moving the ball into different positions, holding the ball in different positions. All of this should be quite easy sitting down. Float and soar, okay. Most people, again, sitting down, they're not going to be able to do this, or not going to want to do this. Some may be able to, depending on why it is that they're needing to sit down. What they could do, is what some people could do, is they may be able to lift one leg while they're still sitting, and then lift and extend the other leg while still sitting. So if they're able to, I would encourage them to. That's going to be very beneficial if they're able to, but others aren't going to be able to do that. Freestyle Qigong, of course, you can mix all of the movements quite easily. Anyone can do that in any position. Fighting movements, again, probably not a lot of kicks, although some people may be able to do some, but certainly you can have that idea of intercepting and striking and grabbing and work through the mental aspects of that and being able to keep energy flow. Certainly you can do that in a seating position. Everyday movements, of course, doing things that they would do every day in a seated position, no problem to do that, whether it be writing, whether it be cleaning, whatever it may be. Easy to apply this to a seated position. And then into the flow, carrying those focuses onto the everyday life. Again, very easy for them to do. So, not a lot of adaptation required for a lot of those exercises. There are some adaptations for some of them that you might like to think about if you're working through this course, or if you are teaching in a class environment and have some students who need to sit down. There are some adaptations you can give them or some suggestions for how you can make that work in a class environment.